Is this a good time and place for them to listen to what you have to say? You need to be prepared to adapt the way you communicate, to be aware that how you say something can help make it easy for other people to listen and to understand what you mean. In Chapter 2, and in other chapters, there's advice on talking and listening to someone who has communication difficulties, and you'll hear that the advice for talking and listening to someone with communication difficulties can be followed by all of us, whoever we're talking or listening to. Just as you do when you're talking to someone, when you put something in writing, you need to make it easy for the other person, the reader, to understand you. When you're talking with another person, in person or on the phone, you can get an immediate response, and if there are any obvious misunderstandings, you're able to clarify there and then what you mean. But when you communicate in writing, this doesn't necessarily happen, so you need to be even more sure to make your meaning clear. Chapter 3 explains how you can do this. And, as a bonus, once you've developed the ability to write more effectively, you'll find that what and how you say things also improves. Chapter 4 is about listening. Dolly Parton once said, "It takes an awful lot of work to look this cheap." The same is true for listening. It takes a lot of work to do something that appears to take no effort. The way to become an effective listener is to learn and practice what's known as active listening. And that requires some work on your part, but it's always worth it. Active listening makes communication easier and helps you better connect with others. Amongst other things, active listening enables you to concentrate on what the other person is saying and avoid interrupting. It helps you overcome your assumptions and increase your understanding. Develop empathy and rapport. Consider different points of view and be clear about where you do and don't agree. But it's not just what a person says. What a person doesn't say, their non-verbal communication, can tell you a lot too. A person's non-verbal messages can emphasize and support what they're saying, but they can also contradict what they're saying. Chapter 5 explains how you can better understand where a person is coming from, how you can read between the lines. You'll learn that you can't rely on a single gesture, facial expression, and so on to confirm what someone does or doesn't mean, or what they're feeling. You'll need to take a combination of non-verbal signals into consideration. This book is in 2 parts. Part 1 is concerned with the principles of effective communication. It describes what gets in the way of effective communication, and it explains how, when you're talking to someone else, you can do it in a way that makes it easy for them to listen and to understand what you mean. Part 1 also teaches you ways to better understand what other people say and mean. Part 2 of this book shows you how these principles of good communication can be put into practice and help you better connect with others. Whether it's just a minute waiting for an elevator with a colleague, or a few hours sat next to a friend's cousin at a wedding, with some people you feel comfortable talking to them, and conversation just seems to flow quite naturally. But with others, it's not so easy. Trying to engage the other person is like wading through wet concrete. It's hard work. What to say, what to ask, how to respond. What if there's an awkward silence? Chapter 6 answers all these questions. You'll learn how, in social situations, you can be more confident making small talk, and how you can turn small talk into a more meaningful conversation. If you're open, friendly, and show an interest in other people, they'll most likely want to talk with you, and you'll want to talk back. To exchange ideas, thoughts and opinions, anecdotes and stories. How, though, do you respond when someone is sad and upset, distressed and struggling to cope? What to say when a family member, a friend, colleague, or your partner